Welcome to News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss. Here now the news for May 1st, 2020. After weeks of talks with smaller county-based task force groups like the Orange County Economic Recovery Task Force, Governor Ron DeSantis held a press conference on Wednesday to announce the first phase of the Safe, Smart, Step-by-Step plan for Florida's recovery. The Reopen Florida Task Force Executive Committee included executives like President of Walt Disney World Resort, Josh D'Amaro. Of course, according to the governor's new plan, Phase 1 reopenings will begin on Monday, May 4th. Statewide reopenings will exclude Miami-Dade, Broward, and West Palm Beach County due to the prevalence of cases in those counties. During Phase 1 for Florida, restaurants can reopen with only outdoor seating with 6 feet of space between tables and indoor seating at 25% of capacity. Retail can also operate at 25% of indoor capacity. These would be non-essential businesses now being allowed to reopen. It's been determined that it's too difficult to carry out social distancing in movie theaters, so those venues will remain closed. As well, bars, gyms, and personal services such as hairdressers, as if you couldn't tell by my hair, will also remain closed. Face masks are recommended for close face-to-face interactions or work, but no fines will be issued to people for not wearing them. With malls and retail throughout the rest of Florida returning to operation, it is possible that Disney Springs, as a restaurant and shopping location and destination, could be able to reopen, albeit with extensive social distancing protocols. If you want my 2 cents, I would assume most of the third-party operating companies within Walt Disney World are located at Disney Springs, and one would think that if every other restaurant and retail store in Florida can reopen with these guidelines, that those guys would want to. So the theory would be that those restaurants and stores operated by third party will want to and should return soon. Of course, obviously there hasn't been an announcement by Disney yet, and Disney could override that and say, no, they do own the land. We'll see what happens, but it does leave the door open in Phase 1 for something to reopen, and certainly outside of theme parks, there are restaurants and retail opportunities at Walt Disney World, and legally those are now allowed to function starting May 4th. So we'll see what happens. When the Orange County Economic Recovery Task Force met last Tuesday, they discussed initial guidelines for reopening Orlando's theme parks, hotels, bars, and restaurants. Mayor Demings noted that a June reopening would be more realistic than a May one due to the ongoing supply chain issues. For larger theme parks, guidelines establish that there should be tape markings of 6 feet in ride queues, with staff wiping down surfaces regularly. All employees will be required to wear face masks and undergo temperature checks prior to their shifts. And during Phase 1, parks may reopen. This is not the state Phase 1, but just Phase 1 of reopening theme parks. The parks could reopen at 50% capacity. Phase 2 could be something like 75%. Seniors 65 or older would still be encouraged to stay home through those Phase 2 reopenings. On Wednesday, the task force met again to discuss further parameters for each business sector, including a brief conversation on how to move forward with theme parks and large public facilities. The mayor had previously commented on how Disney's closure was responsibly done, given that no outbreaks had been traced back to Walt Disney World. Chuck Whittle, the president of Unicorp, proposed an all-encompassing statement for theme park reopenings. It is Whittle's belief that the ultimate reopening decision should be put in the hands of the theme parks as opposed to the task force, quote, trying to write specific guidelines for them. Ultimately, they're going to be judged by the marketplace. If guests feel safe, they'll show up. If they don't, they're not going to, said Whittle in his remarks to the mayor. Company-wide furloughs for all U.S.-based non-essential cast members and employees, including Disney Parks and Resorts, Walt Disney Imagineering, Disney Cruise Line, the Disney Store, and Walt Disney Studios, of course, went into effect back on April 19th. Disney has secured full health benefits for employees during the temporary furlough, and while cast members were auto-enrolled into the unemployment benefit system, it seems the overburdened system is still having issues. Numerous cast members have reached out to local news agencies like WFTV9 to share their frustrations with the unemployment process. Cast members don't blame Disney, but the beleaguered unemployment website, which continues to have problems. Many of the cast members having problems fully qualify for the $275 a week unemployment benefit payment. However, they still haven't heard back or been able to check on their status. Others are getting an ineligible status message upon signing in, even though they are eligible. Disney has issued an official email notification indicating that reservations through May 23rd are being canceled. Walt Disney World Resort guests with resort hotel bookings during the week of May 17th through the 23rd are receiving notifications that their stays will be impacted by temporary closures, and they may modify or cancel their resort hotel reservations or travel company packages. All Disney imposed change and cancellation fees up to that date of check-in for reservations with arrivals through June 30th have been waived. Walt Disney World announced on March 28th that it would only begin accepting reservations for dining and resorts for travel dates starting June 1st and later. A pair of lawsuits have been filed against Disney, with guests claiming they were injured in collisions aboard the Magic Kingdom's Tomorrowland Transit Authority Peoplemover. Stacy Burdick of Pasco County, Florida, and Eric Cintrone of Broward County, Florida, filed separate suits last week in Orange County Circuit Court, each seeking over $30,000. Burdick's lawsuit claims that her alleged collision happened on June 23, 2018, and her lawyer, Mancuso, claimed the following in an email to the Orlando Sentinel, quote, "Because of the malfunction in the ride, Stacey had to have spinal surgery, and her life has been turned upside down." Just days later, Cintrone claimed in his suit that he was injured on June 27th, 2018, in a similar manner when the Peoplemover abruptly stopped and then restarted, crashing into the tram ahead of him. Cintrone's lawsuit didn't make any description of his injuries. Disney has not commented on either suit. With construction halted across Walt Disney World, Disney's in-house construction firm, the Buena Vista Construction Company, has laid off a majority of its contractors due to the ongoing park closures. Those affected include bricklayers, carpenters, ironworkers, landscapers, painters, plumbers, and more. According to the Orlando Business Journal, Buena Vista Construction Company informed the state that it was laying off 1,225 non-employee contractors that would, quote, no longer provide services to the company starting March 15th, according to a WARN Act notice that was dated March 24th and posted this month. Work is expected to resume before the end of the year. However, the company does not know how long the stop in construction and maintenance projects serviced by the affected project workers will last. Now that the parks are closed, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge exclusively themed Coca-Cola products have been spotted in a local Alabama grocery store. Nearing expiration, entire pallets of Coca-Cola products originally destined for Hollywood studios have been sent to a small family-owned grocery store in Alabama. The cost of a 12-pack was just a little bit over the price of one soda in the park, $6.99. All three soft drink varieties were available, Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, and Sprite. The bottles are printed with an expiration date, or best by date, I should say, of April 20th, meaning that they're almost at that date. And of course, Coca-Cola probably wanted to get rid of them. If you're in Hartford, Alabama, the store where these were spotted is called Tate's Supermarket, although it is worth noting that supposedly they are gone. Supposedly an NBA player, can't imagine who, bought all these pallets of soda. Yeah, it's a good price. It's cool to have a sealed case. I get it, but yeah, it's interesting. But based on eBay listings, it does seem like these were in other places also. We've seen some eBay listings emanating from Georgia and other places. So it seems like some value grocery stores in, the southern states are liquidating these items for Coca-Cola. While it remains closed to the public, crew members at Haleo at Disney Springs have put their skills to good use by making thousands of meals for those who serve the community and those in need. In Haleo's latest newsletter, the restaurant highlighted their charitable efforts. Inspired by Jose Andres, the 2,000 meals were cooked, packaged, and delivered on week one of the World Central Kitchen Commissary at Haleo Disney Springs. The activation of the commissary at Haleo adds a multiplying effect to the relief effort led by Chef Christopher Anderson and sommelier Rafael Delgado in support of the core mission of the Think Food Group, changing the world through the power of food. And if you're stuck at home and looking for something special to cook, Haleo also revealed 2 of its paella recipes. Whether you're a fan of seafood or want something vegetarian, you could have a taste of Spain at home. Jose Andres, by the way, is a saint. They continue to do amazing humanitarian things, and especially through all of this, more so than a lot of other third-party restaurants at Disney Springs. On top of that, Haleo is one of my favorite restaurants at Walt Disney World. When they do reopen, I highly recommend people visit them, not only because their management is wonderful, but also because their food is. It's a wonderful restaurant, great cocktails, love it. Talks continue regarding the possibility of salvaging the 2019-2020 NBA season at Walt Disney World. The idea is now being dribbled around, but get it, by more sports insiders like Shams Charania of The Athletic and Stadium. In a video post for Stadium, Shanaria claims that additional sources are claiming Disney has already offered up the Walt Disney World property as a potential new temporary home for the league. In a recent meeting with owners, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver plainly stated that he doesn't know if or when the season will resume. No decisions will be made this month, nor does that imply the league will have an answer anytime soon. Disney Executive Chairman Bob Iger has been in talks with the NBA, giving advice on how the company has dealt with its theme parks, theaters, and ESPN since the outbreak. California Governor Gavin Newsom, in conjunction with California Department of Public Health Director Dr. Sonia Engel, seems set on adhering to strict guidelines and requirements for permitting certain businesses to reopen. Theme parks like Disneyland are among the final businesses that will be able to reopen based on the governor's new four-stage roadmap. The four-stage plan establishes phases in which each business sector can reopen, starting with stage 1, or where we are now, then moving to stage 2, which includes lower-risk workplaces, followed by stage 3, which covers high-risk workplaces. Finally, stage 4, or the end of the stay-at-home order. According to the OC Register, theme parks were not explicitly mentioned in the plan outline, but all major theme parks in the state, including Disneyland, Universal Studios Hollywood, and others, seem to fall under stage 4. If not stage 3 at the very earliest, with significant operational changes, such as the ones outlined here in Florida. Full stage 4 reopening will not be possible under the plan without medicines or a vaccine, which of course do not exist yet. With stage 1 considered where we are now, stage 2 is likely weeks away, stage 3 months away, stage 4 can only be established when treatment is available. The all-swinging, all-dancing Lion King and Jungle Festival is one of the wildest and most exciting seasons at Disneyland Paris, but according to the DLP report, the lead of the drummer group in that event has announced that the performances of the Jungle Book Jive have been canceled. So far, this information has not been updated on the Disneyland Paris webpage, so I have to stay tuned to see what other announcements are made by the company. This would be very sad. It's a really well-loved event, but we'll see. It's really soon, the start date, so who knows. The restrictions issued earlier this month regarding large gatherings, including cultural and sporting events across France, have now been extended from mid-July to September. These restrictions ban festivals and events that draw more than 5,000 people. The announcement was made by France's Prime Minister in an address to the National Assembly in Paris a few days ago, and will be outlining the government's plan for lifting coronavirus restrictions. It's unknown how exactly these restrictions from the French government will affect theme parks and other tourist destinations, but it may entail a delayed reopening date for Disneyland Paris in September. Currently, the plan established by the government is to begin easing the lockdown in France starting on May 11th. However, that is contingent on the number of new cases that arise. While the Tokyo Disney Resort is closed, construction has continued across the resort, and by far the most easily visible project has been the Tokyo Disneyland Park main entrance construction, which we've been monitoring since last summer. It all started on April 16, 2018, and now after 2 years, it is finally complete. With this section now complete, the full entrance project announced back in 2017 is finally done, and it looks exactly like the other half. You never know they were built a year apart. Brickwork around the Disney Resort line is also finally complete. It matches the brick architecture of the station. The ticket booth building is also ready. A new park rule sign was installed as well on both the old and new sides of the entrance plaza. Tokyo Disney Resort has gradually rolled out a retro attractions line since last year, featuring art and character designs reminiscent of the 1980s. Now a stationery segment is on its way, including mini notebooks, pen sets, colored markers, sticky notes, mechanical pencils, pen cases, and sticky notes. Since the parks are closed, released mid-May, there's no telling when this will be released, but it should be released not long after park reopening. I love this stuff. I bought a whole bunch of it, and I love these Post-it notes that look like ride vehicles, and you have Mickey and Minnie riding in Dumbo and Aquatopia. It's just really very cute. Meanwhile, merchandise for Disney Easter 2020 at Disney Sea has been revealed. Since the Usapios and Tip Top Easter are supposedly back this year, we'll see what happens. A lot of the line focuses around the Easter Fun Fair theme, once again including stuffed badges, pen sets, fridge magnets, a pouch, a pin, a tissue box cover, tumbler, glass set, bath towels, cushions, hoodies, hand balloons, socks, scrunchies, t-shirts, caps, charm sets, phone cases, bunny ears, and much, much more. even nail clippers. We'll be seeing these items soon after Tokyo Disney Sea reopens. Thanks to the May issue of Fan Magazine, we also got a look at the full range of items coming to celebrate the eventual opening of the Enchanted Tale of Beauty and the Beast. We don't know when these will be released, but it should be sometime this year. Featuring the motifs of the characters from the beloved 1991 film, as well as the iconic castle that serves as the attraction's home, there's so much variety, including a pot stand, water bottle, pin, stickers, mugs, cutlery, cookie stands, mini towel sets, UV blocking umbrellas, pen cases, scrunchies, handkerchiefs, fans, room fragrance, yeah, even a room fragrance, glass sets, face towels, mechanical pencils, sticky notes, earring sets, soap dishes, soap? Why not? Stuffed badges, nano block set of the castle. It's kind of like really tiny Legos. Fridge magnets, and so much more. Beast hand puppet, which is really cool. Gaston boxers. Really, really cool stuff. Check it all out on our website at wdwnt.com. Hong Kong Disneyland is now testing new queue setups just outside the park in order to promote social distancing. Previously, we'd seen this tested at Shanghai, but it appears that the Disney parks in Asia are now all on their way to reopening as cases drop throughout the area. The far apart queues are meant to maintain social distancing amongst guests as they travel through them. Currently, these can be seen set up outside the ticket windows near the front entrance of the park, and simulations are being carried out in order to test how functional these will be in normal operation. In the coming months, it's likely we'll see similar testing here at Walt Disney World and in the other Disney parks around the world. While character dining reopened earlier at Shanghai Disneyland Hotel's Lumiere's Kitchen back in March, Mickey and Friends have now returned the Enchanted Garden restaurant at the Hong Kong Disneyland Hotel. The characters greet guests under special arrangements in order to maintain social distancing between guests, cast members, and characters. Characters travel through the restaurant at specified times, but guests are not permitted to make contact, instead taking photos from their tables as characters pose from a safe distance. From April 30th to May 3rd, the Enchanted Garden restaurant at Hong Kong Disneyland Hotel will offer all-you-can-eat lunch and dinner. Guests will be able to enjoy lunch from 12 to 4 and dinner from 6 to 10. Due to the outbreak in China, Shanghai Disney, of course, has been closed since January. However, this week, fireworks were tested, as seen by a handful of bystanders. Instagram user Molly featured the fireworks display on her stories via Instagram Live. Additional reports show that testing within indoor theaters took place recently at the park. Testing also took place for parades and shows. However, details on how guests will be distanced for such things have yet to be revealed. So far, character dining as well has resumed at the hotel, as we mentioned. We've also seen the use of expanded health QR codes at all resort venues. If you're a fan of the latest Disney Homewares release, you're no doubt going to be proficient in your ABC Disneys by now. The collection has been around for a few months, but this week, now the Disneyland Resort letters have been released on Shop Disney in mugs and trinket boxes. You can check out all the Disneyland designs on our website. Following the CDC's recent recommendation to wear cloth face coverings in public, Disney has introduced non-medical reusable cloth face masks featuring favorite Disney, Pixar, Marvel, and Star Wars characters in the United States, available for pre-order now on shopdisney.com. Knowing Shop Disney, who knows if you'll actually get them, though. The cloth face masks are available for $19.99 for a 4-pack, feature a wide range of characters, including Mickey and Minnie Mouse, Anna and Elsa, Woody and Buzz Lightyear, the Avengers, Baby Yoda, and more. Further help those in need, Disney is donating 1 million cloth face masks for children and families in underserved and vulnerable communities across the U.S., including California and Florida, that will be distributed by MedShare. Disney will also donate all profits from the sales in the U.S. of Disney's cloth face masks to MedShare up to $1 million now through September 30th. You can pre-order the cloth face mask available in small, medium, and large on shopdisney.com in the U.S. for estimated shipping in June. Who knows? Care instructions, including washing and fitting guidelines, can be found on their website as well. On May the 4th, starting at 10 a.m., 7 a.m. Pacific time, Shop Disney is launching a shopping event of galactic proportions. Celebrate Star Wars Day with the ultimate May the 4th Be With You merchandise, including a Disney Store key, an incredible probe droid figure, Lego sets, a Spirit jersey, and of course, limited edition pins. Part of the release, you can also shop exclusive The Empire Strikes Back 40th Anniversary Collection merchandise, which includes a specialty figurine, or figurines, a Yoda plush, and some amazing Starbucks You Are Here mugs themed to Hoth, Bespin, and Dagobah. We posted some early images of these mugs months ago, so it's great to see that they'll finally be on sale. Also be released on May the 4th are the long-awaited Ahsoka Tano mini-ear headbands by Her Universe. Of course, I wish everyone luck at 10 a.m. because we all know reseller bots will probably just buy everything up, as has happened with the last several releases on Shop Disney. If you can't tell, I'm really frustrated because I haven't been able to get anything, and I've also had confirmed orders canceled at this point by Shop Disney. So just really, really unreliable. They have been for a long time. This goes back to Vinylmation. I remember a limited edition Vinylmation releases 10 years ago, the same problems as now. They just never seem to get any better over there. For more information on these stories and more, head on over to WDWNT.com. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to WDW News Today on YouTube for more great content, and click the bell for notifications. Also, make sure to hit select all notifications so you never miss an episode of News Today with WDW News Today. As you can tell by the set decor, we are at the very end of our Hollywood Studios Appreciation Week. It's been a great week. Today at 11 a.m., we debuted the last of our Stage 89 presentations from last year. All three of them are now available right here on our YouTube channel, including incredible presentations from former Disney Imagineers and Disney legends. Really great stories. Please go check them out. As well, last night we had our WDW News Tonight special, Spectacular Journey into the Movie, celebrating the great movie ride. That is available here on YouTube now as well. Make sure you watch that. And so many other shows from all week are also available right here on YouTube. And tonight, Friday night at 9 p.m., Back to the Future Live covers the complete history of the Backlot Theater at the Disney MGM Studios. So make sure you tune in for that as well. Happy birthday, of course, to the Disney MGM Studios, which opened on May 1st, 1989, 31 years ago today. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Stay safe, everybody.